Hi, I'm Jon Snow, not Game of Thrones, just Jon Snow. Next week, we'll be explaining the election issues you want covered. Let us know what you'd like us to look at in the comments below. Nigel Farage. I don't really have any strong opinions about him, said no one ever. The UKIP leader admits he's Marmite. He's a hero to his self-styled People's Army of supporters, but sometimes gets hounded by protesters who think his tough views on immigration are borderline racist. In fact, he's always thrown out party members who've expressed extremist views. His real priority is getting us out of Europe and getting us out now. The first thing to say is that UKIP aren't going to end up running the country by themselves. Their journey from fringe group to major party is extraordinary, but they still cannot win. If it's close, their MPs could hold the balance of power between the parties. They want us to vote on whether Britain stays in the EU, not in 2 years like the Conservatives are promising. A couple of years ago, we probably could have stopped the video right here. Last time round, the UKIP leader could barely remember his own manifesto. But as the party's support has grown, so have their positions on all the other issues that matter. What else do they want? A 5-year ban on unskilled workers coming into the UK, and a points-based system for others. Over in the NHS, we know they want to stop migrants coming in and taking our hospital beds, especially if they have HIV, but they're also promising to spend an extra $12 billion over 5 years to keep the service running. And more money on defence, way more than the Tories promise. They'd also cut taxes if you're rich or poor, no mansion tax, but no bedroom tax either. But they've admitted they cannot necessarily cut immigration figures. How would they pay for it all? Well, they say we'd save $25 billion by leaving the EU altogether, cutting the amount of foreign aid we give and scrapping the high-speed rail link. They'd also stop subsidising Scotland or, as they put it, sending money north of Hadrian's Wall. In a strange way, they're actually the mirror image of the SNP, populist, anti-Westminster with strong leaders who like referendums, just with all the opposite views. They have made ground in Labour areas where people are worried about immigration, but they threaten the Tories much more. 2 MPs have quit the Conservatives for UKIP, and some want to see a formal pact between the parties not to fight each other. How would that work? Conservatives are split on Europe, and that's not going to change anytime soon. But one thing is sure, if they had to make an agreement with UKIP, Mr Farage would definitely get that referendum. And then he really would force everyone to say where they stand. For more election news, explainers and videos from the parties themselves, have a look at the playlists below, or click here to watch video number 1 from this series. And remember, come back tomorrow for another video from me.